Well, I will bring us here. I'm going to take us live on Facebook, and then you can.
Oh my gosh.
All right. So
let me get my dog out of the house. She's leaving now.
I just got a dog last week.
What kind of dog did you get? Please tell me the things.
She's a pit bull mix, a rescue.
Yeah, good for you.
She's brindle colored, which I didn't even really know. And then it's like, oh, it's like brownish, blackish kind of.
Yeah.
Yeah. And she's great. She's 9 months.
Hmm.
Really
How
good.
did you come to find this dog? What was the moment of love that sucked you in?
Well, it was, we've been looking for a while, and we had to find, we're live now. We had to find, they were calling it a triple threat, good with kids, good with other dogs, and good with cats. We have a cat too.
Okay.
And so we just started, like, the big thing now is if you want to find, or if you want to adopt a dog in LA, you look on Instagram. They're like, oh, follow our Instagram feed. That's where we have. So a lot of these places have Instagram feeds, and we found a place called the Little Red Dog, and they said, oh, why don't you come out and meet? Like, they talked to us and said, oh, what are you looking for? What kind of dog, and this and that. And then they showed a couple, and they said, oh, here's one. We think she's really good. She's been fostered in a home with cats and with dogs. And then we went and saw her, and she was like really calm, and it was like, oh, perfect. So we've had her for like a week, almost 2 weeks. This Saturday will be 2 weeks.
Okay. Oh, that's so great. When you said triple threat, I thought the dog was going to be singing and dancing, and
Well, it is LA.
Yeah. Yeah.
It's got to pay the dog's got to pay rent soon.
Yeah. Sort it out, dog. Yeah.
What kind of dog do you have?
She's also a rescue, and so we're in Hong Kong, right? It's called a Hong Kong special. And that means that she is like a local mongrel breed. I feel so offended every time they say mongrel. I'm like, my soul. And so they're dogs that people over the years have released, and they're stray, and they're working on it. And so she is a furry, anxiety shaped thing.
Oh, okay.
And so, yeah. So we did a lot of work where at the beginning she couldn't go outside and like walk around. Like people like, how often do you walk your dog? And I was like, you crazy. I don't do that. And I got like a trainer who deals with I got like an anxiety trainer because she needed that.
Yeah. I mean, you can understand it, right? It's like, I get it. And like, when we take her out, it's like other dog owners will come up or see her, and they're like, hey, can we say hi? And it's like, sure, we're still just figuring this out. Like, she's a rescue. We just got her. And so she's young, so she's got that puppy energy. And so we had looked at a couple dogs before her, and one I wanted to adopt just for the story. She was a rescue and being fostered by someone, but she was like 8 or 9 years old and had bad back. Both her back legs were like really weak. And I'm like, there's a hip situation, so it's not really going to get better. And I didn't think we were in a position to be able to give her the attention she needed. But she goes, well, I had been out of town and just got her. She had stayed with me. I'm fostering her. And then I went out of town, and she's just getting over kennel cough. She also gave kennel cough to Leonardo DiCaprio's girlfriend's dog, because his girlfriend is like a big dog fosterer.
Okay.
Yeah. So I'm like, oh, I want to adopt just for the story, to be like, oh yeah, my dog gave a kennel cough to another celebrity, but I was like, it's not.
Did you say another celebrity? You're like, because I'm the first one, and then Leo's girlfriend's dog is the second one. Yeah. Exactly. Okay. Just checking. Yeah. Okay.
All right. So we've got.
It's a dog chat, right? That's all we're doing is a dog chat for an hour, right?
That's it.
Okay.
That's the most interesting thing we can do. We have one. Okay. Pick a number 1 to 38.
Lucky 13.
All right. 2, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. 13. Oh, it's dog chat is the no.
Shut up. Oh my God. No, that would be so exciting.
That'd be great. Today, the suggestion is from Ignacio. It's today's hottest hits.
Okay,
Thanks,
today's hottest
Ignacio.
hits.
Today's hottest hits. Thank you.
Got it. Thanks, Ignacio. Hey, girl.
What's up, girl?
Hey.
What's up, girl?
Oh my God. I am
What?
loving this place. I'm loving this club. The lights are my jam.
Isn't this the best? Lots of celebrities come here, girl.
Stop it. I even heard that some of them and their handbags are bringing their pooches and that there's a pooch hang disco section. Are you going? I'm going.
Not only am I going, I did bring my dog as well. My dog's in my bag. Yeah. I brought my dog. You want to see my dog?
I do. Is it Fluffers or Pixie?
It's Pixie. I brought Pixie here in my bag. Do you want to see Pixie?
I do. Show me Pixie.
All right. I got to get Pixie out. I'm getting Pixie out of my bag.
Okay.
This is very good music, by the way.
I know. I'm loving it.
Oh, come here, girl. She's tiny. Oh, look, she's a tiny little girl. Look at my tiny girl. Hi, girl.
Hey, little peanut. How you doing?
Oh,
She fit in your bag.
I'm going to put her back in my bag.
Sure,
I'm just going to put her in my bag. She likes you.
Sure. Oh, thank you.
Why did you bring your dog?
No, I brought my dog. I brought my dog.
Good.
Yeah, she's so fluffy. Do you want to see her?
Yes, please.
Hey, one second. She's in my bag. She's my dog. 1 second.
Do you want to see her? Oh, Pixie. Do you want a drink?
Hey, this is my dog.
Oh, she is beautiful.
Yeah, she is. Do you like her? People keep making comments about her fur, but I just don't understand.
Why? Why would they make comments about her fur? She's gorgeous.
Thank you. Well, some people are pretty aggressive. You know, like they're like they say she's too fluffy, she's too fat, and I'm like, you're fluffy.
Thank you. Girl, your dog is perfect. You don't let people talk to you that way.
No, definitely not. Thank you. Thank you for that. I think I might even like talk about this in my next therapy session.
Really? Well, do you want to talk to me about it right now? We could both share something. If you want to share it with me, I'll share something with you too.
Yeah, let's leave this place. It's too, I can't even chat here.
I can't hear what you said. I can't hear it. What did you just say? Did you say you want to go?
Yeah. I'll meet you at the coffee shop next door.
Yes, let's go.
Okay.
I got us a couple of, I got you, I hope you don't mind, I got you a latte.
Oh, thanks.
If you don't want it.
Yeah, hand it to me. Hand it to me.
Here.
Oh, thank you. Yeah, thanks.
They put a little.
I got you a latte. It's a latte with floating section.
Really?
Yeah.
Well, hand it to me.
Yum. Tastes floaty, right?
You can really taste the floating.
Yeah. So,
yeah.
Donna Marquez.
Yeah.
Whenever someone says something about my dog,
yeah,
I feel like they're saying it about me, you know, girl?
Oh my God, yes.
And I just like, for you, is there something in your life where someone says something and you take it personally, or are you just not like that because you're so cool?
Well, Yolanda Flipper, let me tell you something. Whenever anybody says anything about my dog, I take it very personally, but then I have to remember some things that my therapist once told me.
Tell me.
I'll tell you, it might help you. I don't know. I remember my therapist once said to me, Donna Marquez, what other people think of you is none of your, and he said, goddamn business. And I said, are you joking? He said, no. He said, people are going to think about you whatever they're going to want to think about you. And he says, those who matter don't mind, and those who mind don't matter. And I really believe that. I really do.
Whenever a therapist says something to me and then like they flip it and they say it the same way, but the opposite, I feel like the meaning doubles. Like one time my therapist said, you know, if you look at the clouds, then the clouds look at you. And I was like, yes.
What?
You know?
Yeah. Oh my God, that is so insightful.
Right?
Yes.
maybe when people say something about my dog, I could turn it back on them.
Yes.
Okay.
You know what?
Yeah.
I was going to say, do you know what dog backwards is?
Donna Marquez,
Right?
you're blowing my goddamn mind.
Oh, am I blowing your dog damn mind?
Yeah, you are.
See, I mean, they say that you don't rescue the dog rescues you.
Truer words were never spoken.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. Mm.
It's good to see you.
It's really good to see you. I feel like we don't do this enough. The last time that I saw you was when we were trying on shoes together, and you were saying that you felt like your calves were too healthy for your boots. And
They
I was
are.
like, girl, you crazy.
No,
That
they
was
are.
me.
I've always had very healthy calves.
Yeah. And actually, you might not know this, but
What?
that's the reason I first approached you. The first time when I met you at the conference, I saw your calves first. You
What?
know? Yeah. I didn't
Really?
tell you that.
You've never said it. We've talked about it. I remember once you were going to tell me, and then the
Mhm.
train came and I couldn't hear. So you probably did tell me, but I couldn't hear because it was very
Yeah.
loud.
Yeah, we have a history of going to very loud places and trying to have intimate discussions.
That's our thing. That's our
Yeah.
thing. Wow.
Yeah.
So you really, it's because of my healthy calves?
Yeah. I just saw a glance of the left one, girl, and I knew. I was like, that calf, whoever owns that calf, they're gonna be my new bestie. And then I looked at
Oh,
your other calf, and then I saw your knees, and that was it. And you had me.
oh, I feel like I'm gonna cry.
Yeah. That's actually how I chose my dog too. I saw her calves. Yeah.
Wow. You really are into legs.
Yeah. I was thinking that maybe instead of therapy, I needed like a leg support group, but I'm at peace with my leg enjoyment.
Oh my God, did you say you needed a leg support group?
I was thinking about it.
The legs are the support of the body. Hello?
The legs are the support of the body, and the body supports the
Support of the
legs. Did it
legs.
work? Did it work?
It did. Most certainly did work.
Cool. Yeah. Yeah. But what's going on with you? Like, how
Well,
are you actually?
I'm doing really well. I started a business. I'm selling online eBay products. I sell them for other people, and
Yeah.
that's going really well. I'm taking up the standing bass. I really want to get back into music. I mean, ever since I lost, ever since that my surgery on my vocal cords, I haven't been able to sing as well, and I've got to rest them. Otherwise, I'd be singing out. So I'm taking the stand-up bass, which is really interesting. I didn't know it was a subset of musicians, just people who want to play not the bass, but the stand-up bass. And so I'm
Yeah.
doing that right now. I feel like that's really satisfying for me. I'm thinking about adopting a child. I'm thinking it's about
Oh,
time. I'm 24. I feel like I need something in my life to love. And so I'm thinking
yeah.
about adopting a child on my own. I'm
Mhm.
going back to school. I'm going to get my doctorate finally in philosophy. It's something I've wanted to do for a long time. What about you? Just been rambling on and on. What have you been up to?
That's great. I mean, you're just saying all these things that I was just thinking how you're really not accomplished enough for 24, and like you just need to
Right.
try harder. Yeah.
Right.
But I do think the stand-up bass is a good idea because those calves will support you. Me, I don't know, like nothing. Like life's been so boring. I mean, I'm hosting a new television show. It's gonna go global soon, but right now we haven't reached the UAE yet, so it's not technically global. So like get on board.
Right.
um, and also, I started a rooftop garden business. So I consult internationally on
That's,
rooftop gardens, but
that's smart.
primarily on cacti. Yeah.
That's very
Um,
smart.
yeah. And then, like, I feel like I'm probably going to grow a unibrow because I just want more unity in my life.
I mean, you have a face for it.
Thanks. Yeah.
Yeah.
But like, not much otherwise. And I also think I need more.
Yeah, I think so. I mean, I think life's about just eating as much as you can, not food wise, just out of life. Like being satisfied with eating life, not again, not food, just
Yeah.
eating what life offers, right?
Yeah. Because if you take life by the horns. Then life takes you by the horns.
Oh my God, that should be a t-shirt.
Maybe one of the things that we're lacking is something together, a collaboration. We could make a t-shirt company where we put our sayings on them.
I would be
You don't need a
honored.
child. This could be our baby together.
I would be honored, and I am giving up the thought, right? I'm releasing to the universe the thought of having a child. And instead, I'd like to enter into a relationship with you, and our child is clothing.
Donna Marquez, I accept this relationship offer. Take the floating latte as
The flatte?
the latte as the float of my heart drifting to you.
Cheers.
Cheers.
Scene. Lauren, how fun was that?
That was all of the fun. Thank you so very much for your time.
I love it because we just like jumped right into it.
Yeah. Well, how can you not with gold like Ignacio gave us?
Oh, it's so fun to be. I look at these suggestions. I'm like, man, if they should be compiled because there's so many interesting ones we never get to.
Yeah.
And like when I first started doing these, it would be just like really simple one word suggestion. But now there are like phrases and ideas, and they just become very inspiring. Like, what are your thoughts on there are different schools of thought on like the suggestion. How do you view the suggestion when you're improvising? What do you think?
Do I like getting them? It's funny because some people have said, I remember I was talking with Vina Sood, if anyone knows who that is. Hi, Vina. And one of the things she was saying was that she feels that there either shouldn't be suggestions or there should be less of them because we don't need to prove that we're improvising. Like we can just get up there and do. And I was like, yes. And where I live, you do have to prove you're improvising. So I feel like for me, especially in some of the more burgeoning markets, I like getting a suggestion still. And I also feel like it's part of the tether, the connection with the audience. They're like, I'm part of it. Yay, we.
Totally.
Yeah.
I think
so. I like them.
Yeah, I think, no matter what, we are always going to be fighting people thinking that it's scripted. Even like bad improv shows, people are like, well, they worked on that, like, which is very funny to me. But I look at like these suggestions are fun challenges, like make something with this. And so I'm a big fan of let's see what we can do with that. And like you said, you are tethered to the audience because they are a part of that show and they've given you that inspiration to and then also to see like where it's going to go like that. What we did, it's like, oh, that could go anywhere, but that's the scene we did, which I really enjoyed. I thought that was great.
Each suggestion, she just thought of this, each suggestion is a fortune cookie. And when you open the fortune cookie, it's both a surprise and it is the fortune of what you're about to do. Yeah. Take that, Diana Marquez.
that is actually, Lauren, that's pretty great.
It's fun, right? Yeah, I just thought of that.
What got you into improv? Like, how did you get started? And then a follow-up question, what brought you to Hong Kong? Now, I know we've talked about this before, but for those who don't know your story.
For the humans, So I was 13 and I lived in Santa Cruz, California, and there was an advert in the local newspaper that my mother read for free improv workshops on Sunday mornings in the summer. And she wanted to go and she didn't want to go alone. So she asked me if I would go. And in retrospect, I'm like, was she managing a challenging teenager? Potentially. Was she actually asking for a pal to go? Maybe. So we went to improv together and it was a 6-week workshop series in the mornings from like 10 to 12.
You were in the same class.
Yeah, so there was only one. I was the only, they didn't specify in the ad anything about restrictions or what have you. So it was me and adults. And they were like, oh, a kid came. Okay, cool. And I was there. And the next youngest person was probably a university student. So it was like 30 adults and
you.
Yeah. And then we did workshops. and all summer, and it was beautiful and very enjoyable, and I fell in love. But the culmination was a fundraiser for the theater. It was a 12-hour improvathon, and people who had
Wow.
taken the workshop could form groups, and you could perform and get a slot. And so because I'd done that, I did like an early morning show. It was probably terrible, and then I sat for the other 11 hours and was like, oh my God, you're all so cool, and just watched. And then I went every single summer, and then did a theater degree and blah, blah, blah.
And then blah, blah, blah. And now I'm in Hong Kong. What brought you to Hong Kong?
So I lived in Scotland, and no word of a lie, one day I was too cold. I just came home and I was like, I'm really cold. I was like, it was charming before. Now I'm very, very cold. So my partner and I had always planned on leaving. We didn't know where we would go. We sat and had dinner, talked about what we needed from the world, made a list of requirements, made a short list of 7 countries, researched the 7 countries, quit our jobs, bought plane tickets, showed up with no jobs, nowhere to live. Like,
And have you had that adventurous spirit and you're like, it's going to work out? Has that been a part, or at least ever since you can remember, of like, yeah, I'm just going to get on this? Because it's a pretty brave thing to do, is to go, we're just going to buy tickets and go.
like yes and no. I think so. It's thought out and to a degree calculated, but once I feel it in my bones, once I know, that's it, there's no stopping. So it's make it work. But I've moved a number of times, and when I was 18 doing the theater degree, I was parking my car and going to take the elevator down, because it's California and that's what you do in Southern California, and the parking lot at my university, to go to a class. And these 2, I think, English people, I can't remember, got in the lift, and they were talking with their crazy silly accents, and they said, so and so's a nice bloke. And I was like, bloke is a great word. I should move to England. And I went to the study abroad office, and I was like, how do I go there? Like, what do I do to study abroad? And I was like, I'm leaving now and doing the rest of the degree overseas. They were like, slow your roll. You need to do credits and all kinds of stuff. And I was like, tell me what to do. So I went overseas for 2 years, which they were like, you can only do 1. And I was like, challenge accepted. So kind of, yeah.
I mean, that's pretty great though, that like in one way you think, what a chance meeting, but then in another way I look at it like it wasn't chance at all. You went to that elevator, you went to that lift, and you were at that time when they were going to be there, and that changed your path right there. So
Yeah.
I think it's like you were meant to hear that. And
Yeah.
then you're like, I'm going to go there. And someone goes 1 year and you're like, well, that's what you say. And then that turned into 2. And then that started kind of the path to going to different and exploring different places and being in different areas.
Yeah. I think that there is a receptiveness. Like, I could have been in that lift and chosen not to hear them, or had headphones in, or ignored them, or whatever.
Yeah.
But I very truly believe that the core foundation of me as a human is improv, and that I opt as much as I can to be open and receptive to like stuff, to things, to thoughts, to energy, to craziness, and filter as appropriate.
Of course.
Yeah. And so if you want to kind of, I don't know, get like meta or roll out from this, I feel like they're all offers. Everything's like, coming back to what you said, everything's an offer, and it's you choose which fortune cookie you're taking, and then which one you're going to do and follow through on. And then for me also, like, sorry, my life, I only see through improv, so let's just do that for a second. And then there's the commitment piece of it. So I just commit. If I do it, I'm going to go in the cave, and then I'm just going to do it. So if I say I'm moving, I'm going to do it, and then I follow through, and then I see what happens. And then
see, so that's the whole idea of committing. Is, to me, if people could just commit more in their scenes, it's like there are so many great ideas, but people back away from them.
Yeah.
Instead of like, no, just commit, trust that it's going to work out to be okay. But too many times people, I feel like, based on various reasons, don't want to commit to that thing. And if they don't I feel like the more, and maybe it's because I'm an old man now, but yeah, get off my yard. But we want, and we get so many likes and retweets and things like that, that we get this instant gratification that when we don't get it immediately in a scene, we start to panic a little bit. And instead of like, no, commit, stay the course, but just double down on that thing you have. And
Yeah.
it always turns out okay if you do that.
Yeah. Yeah. I think the ability to jump and bail and cut something is important. And it, like, people pull that parachute too often sometimes, as you say, because they know they can. They're like, oh, if it doesn't feel comfortable, I can just jump. Like, we'll just swipe and do something else. And that is a really good safety net to be aware of. And also, it's a safety net, right? It's not an
Yes.
always.
Yes.
So yeah, it's very fulfilling when you are like, ooh, feeling a bit wobbly, let's go deeper, right? And then
Totally.
yeah, it's kind of joyous when it works. And I think what you said, like that instant gratification, where oftentimes, potentially, whether or not it's because you're dialed in or out of the scene, I don't know, but we're often being one ear to the audience, and you're like, I didn't hear a chortle, I must try harder. And whilst you are performing for them, like you're for you first, right? You're performing for you first, and then if you're having a great time, they'll see it and love it. And the quiet is oftentimes enthrallment. Is enthrallment a word?
It is
Not.
now.
It is now.
It is
Not not like disinterest. I mean, if they're on their phones, then they're jackasses, but
well, you're right on. Like, when people are quiet, they're listening.
right.
And when you hear coughing or you hear chairs move, then you're like, oh boy, we might have lost them then. But when they're quiet, and especially the older your audience gets, they won't. Older people in their 70s, I've done a lot of shows for people of all ages, but I've noticed people in their 70s or 80s aren't going to be as vocal at times because they don't want to miss what you're saying. So if they're laughing, we go too fast, they can't hear it. So they'll hold back on it because they want to hear everything. But then at the end of the show, you'll hear this applause that it's like, where did that come from? You were quiet the whole time. And it's like, don't get mad that they were quiet. It's the enthrallment that you've got.
Yeah, yeah. I'm a really good example because I am a very quiet audience member, and I am with you 150%. I just choose to internally enjoy you and shut up. And maybe that's because I'm a performer and I want to like give you that kind of airspace. Like, so I hear and you do you, but I will often sit there really quietly and just be like, And I'm like nodding. You can't see me nodding in the dark. It's a quiet nod, right? But I'm there. I'm so there.
Which I think is because you've done online in this virtual improv space. I think for those of us who, and sometimes it's experience that gets you to this point. Sometimes people just have it, but you don't get thrown by the lack of response from an audience because there is no audience. But I think you go, oh, that probably would have hit. Like, you have these ideas of like, I think that would have gotten a response. That seemed like I was really in the moment. Like, I think you start to have these assumptions, and you get, for me at least, more locked into your partner than when you're on a stage. When you do sometimes have that one eye to the audience, it's like, well, let that go. They're with you. Keep your eyes on your partner.
Yeah, because ideally you're not casting out, right? Like, if I'm doing this, I'm intentionally casting out and trying to kind of fish back. And it's not that. I feel like it's more, what's the analogy? What t-shirt are we making? I feel like it's more like bread to the birds, although please.
Yes, bread to the birds.
Don't feed wild animals, but like, yeah, throwing bread to the birds. You're just like throwing nuggets out. You're like, nugget, and then you're just seeing, like, enjoy, rather than like, did it work? I don't know, cast again. So it should just be more like, here's fun gold.
Totally.
Feed gold to birds instead of bread.
How about here's bird seed?
Yeah, thank you. That's fun.
But I do like feeding gold to birds. I do like that idea though of like, we're gonna feed you. Like, stick with us. We'll take care of you. Here's some gold. Enjoy that. Like, sit back, relax. We're professionals. We can, and everything's gonna be fine.
Wait. Okay, we're tying this back. We're coming full circle. So you said sit back and relax. When I was doing dog training, she can't shut up about her dog. Okay, my dog's great. I was doing dog training, one of the things that they're talking about is that you really want to be an authority figure so that your dog can relax, because when you're an authority figure, your dog's like, okay, cool, you got it, I can chill out. So they're like less aggressive, they're more attentive to you, blah, 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 all these things. And maybe it's like that with the audience. I don't think you're all dogs, I swear to God. So maybe, I swear to dog, but maybe what it is that you're being like, I got it, like, follow me, you know, Pied Piper here, a Chinese tour group, come along, and
Yeah.
you hang, I got this, you come with me, you know?
You show them, you don't let them show you. So meaning, like, if they're laughing when you're younger, you go, oh, we have to chase that laugh. It's like, no, you take them. You say, come this way, follow us. I did a Ask Me Anything today about improv, and it was about using dogs. The whole thing was about dogs. It was called Doggone It or something like that. And I talked about like when sometimes you're a new improviser, you come in like a puppy, where it's like you don't know, you're not reading the room, you're not reading the space, you're just so excited, so you bust in at the wrong time. And I think callbacks are, it's like Pavlovian. It's like ring that bell. So when you do something and then you do a callback, the audience responds to it because it's a familiar thing. So you, in a way, are training them like, oh, the third time we do this, you're really going to enjoy this. And do you know, I don't know if this is true or not, but my friend said there's rule of 3. And then after that, the next one is rule of 7. It skips 6. You have to go to 7. I don't know if that's true or not, but that's just something when I was coming up, it was like, yeah, there's a rule of 3. If you go past 3, you got to do it 7 times. I don't know if that's true or not, but.
And then after that, like 14 and then 73. And you just have to keep track. Yeah.
Just keep going. Tell me, you're doing it's creative approach, right? You're doing this thing, and you, like, I'm sadly not able to do it, but you've got like Shannon Stott and Stacey Halal, and you're doing something, and tell us about that, because it's such an interesting idea, and you're doing this, you know, anybody who wants to do these kind of weekend intensives things, it's like, God bless you, so much work, so much effort, so many schedules coordinating and things like that. And whenever you have to coordinate, improvise your schedule, it's like trying to hold water in your hand. But like, what's the inspiration behind it? Why did you decide to put this on?
That's a great question. Let's see if I know the answer. Okay, so cut to last year. I don't know if you heard, 2020 was a bit challenging.
Why? I don't know.
Was there anything? Yeah. So
mine was, I was fine.
Yeah, it was so great. So last year I started an improv channel because I love seeing my face talk. And it's called Improving the World. And I interview women from all around the world. And I didn't want to know any of them. So I wanted to talk to someone and then have them send me a referral to someone else, so that I met people along the way. And somebody connected me to Shannon, who I'd never met. And we met and then did an interview. So like similar to this, if I hadn't known you. And then off the back of that, we stayed connected and messaged. And I was telling my improv group here, I was like, she's my thought twin. This is creepy. So we kept connecting on certain things. And then we found our idea baby, which was a 3-day summit where we want to share the techniques and approach of improv with people from all different kinds of backgrounds, locations, whatever. So we're trying to capitalize on the fact that everyone's stuck at home in their box and can join us, people who otherwise wouldn't be able to. So the short version is it's shows, workshops, panels, solution corners where people give us a challenge, and then a facilitator helps the group come out the other end with a solution and networking. And each of the people, so it's 72 hours. So we have 71 different events, and crazy. Not all improv. I know, Jay. I mean, yeah, it's
crazy.
Banana pancakes. So I did like a giant whiteboarding session to come up with the schedule, and then like someone cancels, and I'm like, the house of cards.
Did you plan after this is over a 2-day decompression time, because you're going to need it?
Yeah, it's really funny. Yeah, April. So I have currently planned, so every month this year, my New Year's resolution is every month I have a new challenge for myself. And April, what my challenge is, I'm going to going to be dry, not have any alcohol. And my partner just went the other day. He's like, you might want to swap that month. Like, I'm just thinking here out loud. Like, you might want to swap that one with another month. I was like, oh yeah.
It's a good point. So besides your channel and Facebook, if people want to stay in touch with you, because you also teach and you coach improv and you know, among other things, what's the best way for them to stay in touch with you or reach out to you?
Yeah, come say hi on Improving the World, the YouTube, or I have the Improv World, the Instagram. And then my company is called TBC Improv. So I have that in Scotland from when I lived there, and we're still doing stuff. And then here in the UK, so TBC Improv and TBC Improv HK. And you can hit me up on the channels. So Instagram, LinkedIn, Facebook. I don't have a website. I'm not that cool. So
Friendster.
I'm on Friendster, ICQ 12379. Yeah, I'll be in the Yahoo meetup. I'll be, I don't know.
AIM.
Yeah. AOL Live.
AOL. Here's my ham radio handle.
Yeah. That's my
Morse code, my Morse code name.
Yeah. People can hit me on the channels, and if you don't get me on one pretty fast, then hit me on another one, because I keep notifications off because it's a lot, right?
Yeah, and we got to pause at times, right?
Word. Yeah, and with the world being so international and time zones being very, very silly, like when someone comes at you when they're awake, you're not, and whatever. And because I am so kind of global with the things that I do, I try. I promise I try.
No, you do. You don't just try. You are. And Lauren, you're always like, it's in your blood. You're just a hustler. And that's like the biggest compliment I can have for anyone is like, you're a hustler and you're making things happen also for other people. So that's awesome.
I'm doing an Instagram live in 20 minutes, actually.
Yeah,
unrelated to this. Yeah, I'm doing Instagram live in 20 minutes for Creative Approach. So I'll be there if anyone wants to come over and see me talk to Ilya, who is a cool guy. He's a Russian, also hustler, who lives here in Hong Kong, and he runs events, and we do some collaborations together. So I'll be there with him, because why would I not?
Of course.
My partner's like sleeping across the apartment.
Yeah, let him.
Yeah, sort it out.
Well, you're the best. And whether it's in person or another virtual scene, I can't wait to play with you again. Thank you so much for taking time out, Lauren.
Do you know what's funny? We've never met in actual human life, like IRL's never happened. I only know you through my computer.
And that's the way it has to be for now. Yeah,
may it never stop. I don't want to meet you. Not true. That's not true. I really enjoy you, and I want to.
I'm doing virtual even when the pandemic subsides. I'm exclusively doing virtual teaching and performing. I'm not kidding. I love it. I love meeting people from all over the world, having these schedules where you just go look on this place, sign up when we can make it work. So I'm a big fan of it. So
yeah. And BT Dubs, before we sign off, you also, I must say, do a really, really fabulous job of having a presence out there and like making space for people. You do such a good job of, and if anyone hasn't taken Jay's workshops, honestly, you really, really should. He's so wonderful, kind, and thoughtful about different kinds of approaches. He's really, really lovely. He's such a creative approach, hashtag. But seriously, go follow him. Aww. Consume the things that he puts out there, because it's really, really good energy that it's gold nuggets for you birds.
Yeah, it's bird gold nuggets. Oh, Lauren, you're the best. Thank you.
Thank you so much.
All right, bye.
Bye.